Preparing to live stream the meeting.
This meeting is
being live streamed.
We're on the same screen
and in the same place.
I'm actually listening through my laptop. I'm going to be
oh yeah, I need to get on and share this
over here.
Oops.
Yeah, it's not quite there yet. Let me.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I have something I'm supposed
I'll
to be
come over here a little more when I'm not typing.
Sounds good. I showered. I did. I showered.
Share. Public. And I'm also going to go on 19 Cats and Counter. Sure. I never get to do that.
Right? Good idea. Okay, now I want to be me. I want to be me.
We're just sharing away, guys. I hope you guys are
be with you in a second if you're
coming
here.
So we can talk more about it. I hope Brandon James comes today.
I do too. Okay, let's see.
Hi, Seth. Okay, sharing it now publicly, and now let me become
share. That's why I did the wrong thing.
There. Share. Hi, Beth.
Hi, Beth.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Hi, Seth.
All right, let me go back to being me. I'm going to pay attention
Seth's
here.
We're watching with you. Yes, yes. We figured out the technology.
So you know what I would love, Linda?
What?
Send me one of those videos of the kids with Sakura so I can share it as we're talking.
AKA Wilfred Brimley.
God, my hair is dark today. We have Sakura, so we now have 29 cats between us. You know, a lot of those cats belong to our sanctuary, actually.
Yes.
We say they're ours because we don't have a building.
Yes.
So right now, we house them.
Yes.
So we can build the building. And in order to build the building, we need money.
I'm telling you, you don't think that. Hi, Beth. You don't really think. Hi, Bella. I'm sorry. My attention is going to this now.
Is this okay to share?
So yeah.
Okay, so let me get back to Zoom and share.
So yeah, what the heck was I talking? Oh, so you think, you know, I'm just gonna pick up this cat and it's gonna live with me. Yes, this is Sakura.
You're making it hard.
AKA Wilfred Brimley.
Rubbing on the screen. Sakura, who we think because of the position his mom was in with her mom, really didn't get a lot of attention in recent years.
Yeah, he's soaking up the love. There's something with the paw. I think it was an old injury and maybe some arthritis has set in. I don't know. There's just a few things that are like.
Sorry, I had a cat butt in my way that prevented me from.
Patricia Freeman said it's Thelma and Louise. But we're not driving off a cliff.
And we're not going to shoot Brad Pitt.
No way, not Brad Pitt.
No. Our Brad Pitt would be Jamie Fraser from Outlander.
That's true.
Sorry, Sam H, the actor. We like you, but
it's Jamie. We have South Carolina humidity makes my hair a frizz-ball, and I don't even have curly hair. I don't know how you do it. It's crazy.
Well, I put lots of conditioner in, and I use that special curling shampoo brand. When I found out that Kara was actually using it too, I knew it was good
She's
stuff.
got those crazy curls. Yep.
I can't remember the name of it now. I have to remember.
Yeah. So yeah, and then he's missing some teeth and he hasn't been to the vet. Curlsmith? Anybody with curly hair, Curlsmith. So yeah, he's missing a few teeth and he hasn't been to the vet in years.
He has a flat foot that looks like it's been crushed, and
she didn't seem to know anything about it. So I think it was an old injury. And yeah, probably some arthritis has set in. And he's, what a face though. He's got some respiratory stuff going on, but that's not uncommon for Persians. And who's the bomb.com?
Curlsmith.com.
Curlsmith.
Curly, frizzy hair.
Yeah.
Does it look frizzy right now?
It does not. Mine is frizzier than yours. Can you see these little side things? See you tomorrow. See me tomorrow.
I just washed it.
Yes.
Back to we've been remiss in really talking about our sanctuary much because, for one, it's hard to ask for money. Right. So, which is why we do our services, our cat behavior services as part of our sanctuary.
Yes.
With, we have to live, we have to support these 29 cats, but we also need to build that sanctuary. So anything above and beyond bare minimum living expenses for us and the cats goes towards saving to build. Right?
Yeah. And when we get a cat in like Sakiro, whose name will probably be changed to Wilfred Brimley.
I want to call him Hero because it's kind of part of his name. Not that he can hear us. He doesn't know. We could be calling him dipshit.
That's what I was going to say. You're not supposed to curse. That's what I was going to say. Normally I don't change a live telethon 24 hours. So we've talked about that, Seth. I think that's a great idea.
I can pull it down later.
Yeah.
I was going to record it.
Oops. So, Zakiro has lost some teeth.
We've been talking about doing a 24-hour pajama party.
Yeah.
You're right in our thought lane.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. So it looks like he's lost some teeth naturally, but there's like one front tooth here and it seems to be getting in the way of his
he's having a hard time drinking.
And so we're probably gonna have a tooth extraction
and a wetsuit too, because he was hard food. And
the
first plate didn't go so well.
Yeah,
we're trying to
try a different flavor. Yep. But it's a lot, and we get panicked. We were excited to come home. Yes, she's sneezing. I've been sneezing. Apparently, there's something about Persians that's a little more allergenic than the average cat, but we do what we do for the cats, huh? So yes. Dexter. So hi, Dexter. So one of the I just lost it that quick. Wow, you guys, I'm really running here.
You know what the problem is? Linda's actually getting sleep here. And her brain doesn't know how to operate on sleep.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
When you're not in your own house, worrying about, I didn't vacuum. I
should have gotten up and did this. I forgot to do that.
You don't have that worry.
Nope. I lay down. I look at your cats.
Either because I prepared for them coming. So except for mopping my floors, anyone who knows me, that's why I run out of steam.
She goes and goes and goes. And then she's like, drop. And it's always the last thing. So yes. If the cat is deaf, is it really necessary for it to have a name? Sorry if that's.
Let's talk about the sanctuary.
Hold on.
What we're planning, where we're wanting to go. And, y'all, if you just send us $5 every now and then.
If you can.
Up. I got like 80 something. I think it was up to 117. I take it back. Birthday wishes on my website. If every one of those people donated $5, how much money would
we could have the land? Yeah. It seems like a constant of like, oh, we're starting to get a little bit ahead and then we've got to take in another cat. To answer your question, Seth, no, not really. I would not normally change a cat's name especially if it was a senior. If it was a kitten, I probably would. And if I do change the name, I always try to do it to something similar. So if the cat came in with, I can't think of an example.
Well, I totally changed Hope. I'll tell you what I did with Hope. Hope's name was Bongo.
Bongo.
So I kept going, bongo ho, bongo ho, 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 bongo ho, until I dropped the bongo out.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah, I've done things and tried to get things like similar. Like if the cat's name is Charlie and you want to call it Harley or word association. Oh, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. But no, this cat is deaf. So this cat really doesn't care what we call the cat. But, I
don't want to just call him deaf cat. And I don't like Sakuro because it's just hard to say.
It doesn't. Yeah. Crash has been calling him Zucchini. But then she switched it to Wilfred Brimley.
What is the other real name you guys came up with for him?
Wilfred Brimley. You all wouldn't remember Wilfred Brimley? Diabetes.
What should we call him?
Yeah. I'll have
Hero, Wilfred Brimley, Zucchini, or any other ideas. Let's
Yeah.
What does the winner get?
I don't know. We're gonna have to think on this unless there's
suggestions. We should charge per entry so we can make some shelter money.
Right? We've got some stuff coming up. Just sharing our posts. For one thing, it helps other people. I can't tell you how many people have said, I got this great information from your post, or you posted a social media video and I didn't realize, and I stopped doing this and switched to this. That's everything. So when you share our posts, you're introducing more people to these concepts that can help them.
I love when they come to us for a session and they've already listened, like you just said, and tried some stuff.
Yes.
And they're like, yeah, we watched blah, blah, and we're doing blah, blah. Yeah.
Yes, 100%. So, but then, you know, as you share, hopefully people will follow us. And there's a certain point that you reach where you can monetize, and that will go straight to us. But, you know, watching it counts, but giving hearts or whatever,
please subscribe everywhere, especially YouTube. We're trying to monetize YouTube. So
yes,
without taking it from
comments. Yes, anything. I'm telling you. Oh, I gotta get it so it doesn't glare like that.
You can't see that.
No, you can't. I was trying to. Oh, there you go. That's not bad. There. I think that's Wilford Brimley's face. Like, look at that crank. Yeah, I think I did.
Here, I have a couple photos.
What, Dexter? Excuse me. So I have been love bombed by all of Rita's cats now. If you saw my last post, it was just, we had the best time. It was absolutely amazing.
I'm running two different computers. It's really getting me.
I know.
Let's forget my floors. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not showing.
He just.
Oh, there it goes.
Looks like he needs a bath and a brushing. And
yeah, his legs. Oddly and crazy and happily enough, there's no bad mats on his fur.
She's been trying to brush him out. He doesn't.
Yeah, it's just down here that he needs a little bit of help. So, hi, Dexter. I don't know if you saw the recent post that I made.
We're in the same place, but our energy is not supercharged like it is when we are apart. What's different?
Well, we've been having a lot of fun and we're tired out. I think we've worn ourselves out.
I did sleep a lot today.
Yeah, but we've been having the best time. South Carolina is hot in the summer, y'all. I mean, hot. So there's that. But I have never had experience with a deaf cat before.
I have from sitting, but not only.
Yeah, it's funny because he seems to feel like the vibrations when someone speaks sometimes. But if he's asleep, so yeah, Cameron and Crash said that they went upstairs and the cat was laying so still and they were like, Zakiro. And of course he doesn't move because he's deaf, and they're like freaking out that something's wrong with him. And so she went up and touched him, or Cam did, somebody did, and scared the snot out of the cat. Yeah. So what did you say you used to do when you were cat sitting?
Yeah, I used to sit a deaf cat, and I would come in, and the cat had these long ostrich feathers. So I would just like start like lightly stroking him. Of course I was talking, he didn't hear me, just to wake him up so that I didn't like, and he jumped a mile.
Yeah. And
then as soon as he saw me, he had a loud meow because, you know, they can't hear themselves. And it was like, it wasn't good either. He's got a weird meow.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Well, and Crash said sometimes he opens his mouth and nothing comes out, and he's going, because like, I don't think he knows if something's coming out or not. So there's that.
So he was found on the street at age 2 by this woman that we took him from. And he was already front to claw and already deaf.
Yeah.
He's got 2 different color eyes, you said.
Yeah. Crash said
I didn't notice that.
Brown and one blue. Yeah. Crazy.
Blue-eyed
pretty
white
though.
Cats tend to be deaf.
Yeah.
Not always.
It makes me mad. I mean, she found this cat on a Persian deaf
on the
front to claw. Somebody put him out on the streets of New York City
in cold weather.
Yeah. So she kept him. Even though he's a senior cat, is it still possible to teach him how to recognize basic ASL? I think that's a really.
We'll have to use hand signals to teach him, but yeah, I'm sure we can, and I'll be working on that. Unless somebody really special who I know well is willing to give him a proper home, either one of us know well, he's here in the sanctuary. So he'll be meeting my cats slowly. I'll probably start with Simon.
Yeah.
And I think watching them will help too.
Dexter's pretty easy going about newbies too.
Yeah, Dexter too.
Dexter's like, la, 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 I love everyone.
You know how Simon is. He's like, let me at him. I'm the welcoming committee.
Yes. So on that note, Sethel, we had a deaf couple reach out to us for help one day. That was fun. We were a little like, are we to be able to do right?
She could hear a little and she was verbal, but he wasn't.
Yeah, she couldn't hear, but she had been able to hear when she was a child. So she did learn how to speak. So, but she didn't think we'd understand her. So she had, hi, Larry Brown. That's my daddy. My daddy is watching.
Hi, Larry.
Oh, it's hot here, baby. It's hot. Anyway,
see, I put that up here.
Yeah, I know. That's why I like having my phone going. I don't use it for anything. Like I don't type into it or anything, but I want to be able to see the stuff as it comes in. I still don't see it all.
Send 200 stars to yourself,
right?
Feel free to send them.
Yes, yes. That's something you could do for any creator you want to support too. Like they have the stars; they're really cheap. I think I bought a bunch for like 99 cents for 50 or something once. I don't remember, but anyhow, so the deaf couple. So yeah, she had hired a translator and she didn't show up, and she kept putting it off. And finally, we were like, "We can understand you." You know, it was.
And plus, I put on the captions so they could read what we said.
I have to tell you the funny part about those captions is, come on, tell me you haven't ever done voice to text and had it come up with something completely different. As a matter of fact, Rita did that once. I don't know. I can say what she said on Facebook, but it was very funny.
It wasn't on Facebook. It was a guy who wrote in who wanted to muzzle his cat. And I said, you should never muzzle your cat. Only cat came out COCK.
Never muzzle your
COCK, which I guess is true too. I don't know. I don't own one.
My daddy said hi back at you both. So yes,
like
but
our number one fan.
So I know, right? He is our number one fan. So then, but the guy could not speak at all. So the deal was they were moving to a new city and they liked taking their cat for walks, but they were afraid that the cat might escape the harness and wanted to be able to have some kind of recall so that the cat would come back, emergency recall, if the cat got out. So we taught them how to teach the cat to come, but where we would normally use a word like come, 2 claps. So, you know, once you teach the cat, this sound equals this, this sound equals this, the cat figures it out. So if every time
now, though.
Yeah, now we have a deaf cat, so it's going to have to be something visible, you know. I don't know, but yeah.
You know, is there a deaf cat rescue? You know, we found the blind cat rescue. Let's do some research and see if we can have them on our podcast. If
that's a really good idea. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, I'll find them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I will. Because, yeah.
There's a rescue for everything. You want a purebred Savannah? I guarantee you there's one in a rescue, or there's a rescue for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
No need to go to the breeders.
We just brought in a Persian, and you've got a Lynx Point Siamese. You had a Russian Blue. We've got Maine Coons.
Part Siamese, part Russian Blue, and one was full Russian Blue.
Yeah. We've seen it all.
I have, what is Missy?
Norwegian Forest Cat.
Norwegian Forest Cat. Okay.
She has to ask me what her cat.
I'm losing my words.
I know you're tired,
just
honey. So, you know, you have to remember that Rita's used to living alone with her cats. It's just her and her cats. And I come in with my son and this love of my son's life. And we all just kind of descend upon her with our crap. And, you know, it's shaking up her life.
I never want you to leave when you.
I know. I never want to leave. I never want to leave. It's amazing.
I'm sure you're making Brian feel real happy.
Hello, Madison. No, I just want Brian to come here. Yeah, I don't want to leave. I miss Brian. I miss Nikki. What's
going on?
Yeah, how are your cats? How's pancreatitis, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how's the pancreatitis? I know that can be really uncomfortable. I'm hoping there's something they're giving to really help with that.
We said something funny because Seth wrote, ha, ha, ha.
Yes.
Linda,
yes, darling.
where are we going with the sanctuary? What are the plans?
So we're going to get property, and then we're going to build our sanctuary.
Hopefully we're going to get one of those 2 grants. We're going to snag a piece of property.
Oh, thank the Lord. Madison said doing much better. Thank you. That's great news. Yes. So yeah, we'd like to get a big enough piece of land that Rita and I can both build houses on the land. You know, we want to be close to go over there. Now, our houses are not, let me be very clear about this. Our houses are not being paid for out of anything that comes into CBA.
I think what we'll have to do is either buy a chunk of the property or rent it from the sanctuary to give them some income. You can do that too.
That's a really good idea.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very good idea. So yeah.
We'll talk about that more when we get there.
Yeah.
With our lawyer.
Yeah. And then eventually, you set the short-term goals, the immediate goals, the longer-term goals. Our longest-term goal is that eventually we'd like to put a cat cafe on there. And, most of the cats, like a cat that comes in like Sakaro, chances are this is where you're staying for life, baby. You're 10, you're deaf. There was somebody else that was trying to rehome a Persian. I don't remember what happened to that one, but
they gave her a session instead. That was the one that was getting bit.
Oh, yeah. You're right. We see a lot of it, y'all, but sometimes we get younger cats with behavior problems that can be fixed. So it's like, and people are ready to surrender. And if once people have made up their mind to surrender, usually, it's done.
There's no changing it usually.
We try, but 99.9% of the time it's done. And we try not to be judgmental. We try to look, we support you. We're going to help you because the support is in the best interest of the cat.
She had a legitimate reason, and she was doing it in the best interest of Sakuro because she couldn't give him the care he needed because her mom is what is she?
She has dementia, and it's preceded. Dementia starts off. You're a little forgetful. You forget where you put things, whatever. But she's at that point of where she's like throwing her clothes in her daughter's car, saying she wants to go home. And it can be a lot. It's something, if we choose to care for our loved ones, we do it out of love. I cared for my husband my second husband when he was dying. I don't want everybody to think Brian's dying.
I was going to say,
Brian's good.
Well,
thank you, Jesus.
Home taking care of the kitty.
Yes, I already told Brian he's not allowed to go anywhere. I've lived through this once. I will not live through this again. But I took care of my husband, and it was really hard, but it was 100% worth it. I never had any regrets, and I felt honored to do it. But it's a lot.
How can people help us, Linda?
Well, again, so of course,
becoming a regular donor.
Yes, of course.
We got a new member, Gary Lee. Thank you so much. A new 1-year member, and then he booked a pre.
Yes. So let me tell you the really cool thing. Okay. We were looking at this situation with Sakaro, and we kind of knew this was going to have to happen, but we were both like pooping our pants, basically saying, how are we going to pay for this? What are we going to do? And then someone joined the clubhouse with a lifetime membership. And that was
Brandon James.
And
that's going to allow us to get Sakuro his first vetting.
That will get the first vet and the senior panel done. And we were like, okay, thank you. And then Karen, who has the coolest catio on the planet. You have to see these videos, but that's beside the point. And then Karen became a monthly donor, which means every month we're going to get $9.95 from her to support Zakaro's food. And then we come home.
Don't forget, we have the other cats we're trying to feed.
Well,
and
true.
So I have baby Jet, who no one wanted because she was black, who needs vetting.
And she's got a little cold too.
Spaying.
She's got a little cold going on.
She does. She got that from Peanut, who's got a bad eye infection going.
Yeah.
But Peanut's also part of the
sanctuary. Yes, 100%.
But I've been paying from him out of my pocket.
As I've been paying for Kismet and Karma, and right. But we do what we can. We're at a point where it's like we can maintain the status quo, but then somebody extra comes in and we go, and then we
lose our houses. We can't help anybody.
It's true. It's 100% true. We are the sanctuary.
We're not trying to get rich. We just want to keep
afloat. Oh heavens, no! I just want to supply for the cats. Y'all know how it is. And I have a really cool, stay tuned because I have a really cool story. I'm going to put it on social media, but I'm going to give you the real version. That's not 60 seconds at the end. Madison, you're going to die.
Because that's not 60 seconds. That's a warning.
This is a love story of how cool cats are. Like, I'm going to lose my mind. Anyway, there's Brandon sending love for Sakura and all of the cats.
500 stars. Thank you, Madison. Oh, and Brandon. Hi, Brandon. Because of you, we have Sakura here. Maybe we should rename him Brandon.
I was thinking, I was going to tell you, at least give him like the middle name of Brandon or James. Yes, I was thinking that. Anyway, we were literally pulled in the driveway and Rita says, we got a new clubhouse member yearly. That's, and it was like, and she was telling me,
Gary Lee.
Gary Lee, yes. Remember what you were telling me about? I love you guys so much. Remember what you were telling me about your friend that had the sanctuary and somebody had to surrender the cat and she charged $500 to surrender the cat. Do you remember what she told me she said?
About keeping the lights on? Yeah. She had a pretty big sanctuary. She was a teacher running the sanctuary. She had some volunteers, but she had like 800 cats in the sanctuary. She wasn't sure how she was going to pay her light bill that month. And then somebody called about surrendering her cat, donated her $500. She's like, oh, I can pay my electric bill. Thank you.
That's what
and
it's
that's
like.
kind of what it's like.
It really is.
People who are getting rich off sanctuaries, they're not.
I don't know how that would possibly happen.
They're trying to keep their roof over their head so they can keep doing this.
Michelle, do we have an Amazon list of things we need?
We had started building one. Let me see.
If we don't, we'll do it tonight, Michelle. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Anything helps. I freaking hate asking for money so bad. You guys have absolutely no idea how painful this is.
It's painful, but you know, talk about the person that accused us of being, I didn't really want to talk about it, but you know what I'm going, the scammer guy.
Yeah, someone
cats are in our homes because we have no choice. But look at our friend Cynthia in Texas.
There are a lot of people that have, and that's how my favorite rescue in Defiance, y'all heard of Friends Felines Rescue Center. It started out in Jackie's garage. And she built on, she ended up weatherizing the garage, and then she added a room and she added a room and she added a room. And there's a whole bunch of rooms now, but it was a garage. And some of the cats kind of went in and out into her house, and it was a garage. It was someone's home.
And that's looking.
Okay. And if
it's Amazon's changed, and I don't know.
I hear you.
It takes me a while.
We will figure it out. And if we haven't set it up, we will set one up, and I will make a social media post letting everybody know it's set up. So bless you. But yeah, a lot of people, they start out in their homes, and that's it with us. You know, I did not want, now please understand that I love and adore all of my cats more than anything. I know what it's like having to ask for help and money. I know you do, babe. I know we all do. I mean, everybody's been there in that point. If it weren't for my parents, when my older kids were little, they'd have never had a winter coat or shoes. My parents every year religiously provided these things. And it was like, cats are, you know, they're sentient animals. And I don't know if you saw that last post about Gigi was claiming me. Oliver claimed me earlier. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I can't answer the question.
Okay. Let me address what Madison just said right now. Not much, but love what you're doing. Thank you. $1, right? If 100 people send us $1, it's kind of like what she said about her birthday. You know, if 200 people say happy birthday, if 200 people gave $1, that's $200. It's a lot. It's not about what we can do individually. And isn't that the point of what we're doing? Because guess what? Rita and I want to start a sanctuary, but we very quickly figured out we cannot do it on our own. We are helpless.
Nobody does
without support.
Look at Best Friends Animal Sanctuary. They're awesome. They started off small at some point, begging for money. Yeah. How they got as big as they got, I'm not sure. But we have a lot of sponsors that support us spiritually. And
please don't stop.
Please don't stop. We have a hard time asking them to donate money just because we do. Right? For money. So we have the radio show where you can support us by, you businesses, listen up. You can actually be a sponsor to our radio show on Pet Life Radio. And that helps a lot. And you get a benefit from that, right? There's a lot of ways you can help us that are free too, right? You can buy products from Dubert.com. You can choose a rescue there where proceeds will go. You can choose us. Yeah. You can please follow our YouTube. We're at 700. We need a lot more. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Sorry. Does Chewy have a wish list like Amazon does?
Chewy does not have a wish list.
Does not? Boogers. Anyway, yes. So, I mean, if you got $1, please think about it. If you don't have $1, I cannot tell you how helpful it is when you watch our videos and share them and like them and comment on them.
Everywhere.
Not just because, I mean.
Not Twitter, but everywhere else.
No, we're not on Twitter anymore.
Twitter got now.
Michelle, thank you. I seriously am getting, yeah. Sometimes we get a little scared. I have to tell you, this sanctuary dream started with Rita long before I started working with her.
Years.
Like over 20 some years ago. And we started forward with working on it when we had just for cats pet sitting.
Yeah.
And we got stuck. We needed to have a way to fund it and put more into it, which is why then we got, well, that's not why we got our certification, but regardless, that's why we made Cat Behavior Alliance as a whole a nonprofit. If we didn't do that, we could make the money, charge $199 for a 60-minute session with a free 60-minute follow-up, and we split the money. But we went through the government, and everything CBA does is not for profit. So now all I ask is that you build a sanctuary in Montana. Oh, Michelle,
a lot of stuff we pay for, we could have been funneling through the sanctuary, but a lot of the vet bills, a lot of food and stuff, we probably could have funneled it through the sanctuary, but we didn't.
We're trying to, and it's crazy because we would love to hire somebody to help with social media. We would love to hire a PR person. We could really grow this quickly, but we now have, what is the catchphrase? A fiduciary responsibility to the cats.
There's another thing you can do. I'm trying to.
She's okay. She's ready to smack me for saying that because I say it a lot, but we have a fiduciary responsibility to the cats.
How fast are you talking?
Am I talking fast?
Yes.
Okay. We have a fiduciary responsibility to the cats. So we literally look at, I swear to you, we look at every.
We write for Catster magazine.
We do.
Subscribe to Catster if you haven't already.
There you go.
It's every other month, so it's $6 a year. What do you call those?
Dollars? What are you talking about?
The magazine.
Oh, 6 issues.
I'm thinking episodes.
I know. I keep saying episodes instead of issues. You got it from me. You caught it.
We have a standing column in Catster,
yes,
along with a lot of other people we love.
Yes, and it is really cool. It is really cool. Michelle,
so you can support us that way too.
Michelle sent us stars and then said, "Now all I ask is that you build a sanctuary in Montana." You know how I am about Montana. If we build one in Montana, can we run it during the summer months and you run it during the winter months? Because I don't want to be in Montana in the winter.
So you're wanting to franchise the sanctuary.
Yeah, but she has to run it in the winter. First, let's start with building one.
This one built first.
I know, exactly. Serious question. What happens when you build the sanctuary and you become full?
Well, that's what
then we turn away cats,
right?
Then we turn away cats.
We're not gonna have 800 cats like Save a Life Rescue. We're just not. We're thinking 20 to 25. And we're adopting seniors and special needs into the sanctuary. They're not going to have long lives.
I started to say the good thing about seniors, and I thought, well, that's not a good thing. Stop it right now. About seniors.
Hopefully soon after, we'll be able to get the cafe where we can put the younger ones that can be adopted, and we can have that be a more rotating.
And everybody that goes out is one more we can bring in, right? So, yeah.
I don't want people looking to us as, they'll take our cat because of behavior problems.
Yeah.
We're looking to save the ones in the shelters that don't make it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Missy.
Yeah. Yeah. Karen, we were just talking about your catio. Karen has the.
Well, it helps us in that we become more well-known. Do we get any extra money from subscriptions? No.
But listen, print magazine is going out.
That's right.
And subscribers help it stay alive and help those of us who write for it.
They also have an online subscription. You can get the physical magazine. You can subscribe online to see it, read it there, or you can there's a combo pack too.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it helps us in the fact that we still get to write the column in the magazine.
Yes.
We don't make any money from that, though.
And really, we just want to help cats all the way across the board. And every time someone says, "Oh, I saw your video," and I
get special approval from PETA for what? What does PETA have to do with
get special approval from PETA? No, we don't like PETA.
PETA is cruel. They suck. They don't want to see any. I'm on my soapbox now. Cats in any homes. If they had their way, they would take all our animals and euthanize them. No, PETA doesn't need to give us approval for anything.
PETA started out, in my opinion, as a good idea. And I think these people love animals, but they've gone to the extent of saying that keeping animals in our homes is cruel and we're keeping them hostage.
Because PETA does that to flex its muscles and make it look like they're doing shit. They're not.
I will tell
Read
you
up about it.
Yeah, I will tell you, Rita and I have been blessed from the start, even before we began to become somebody, if we're somebody. We had people in our corner. The founder of Pretty Litter was one of our pet sitting clients. We had Elizabeth Moss was one of our pet sitting clients. We have had all these cool people in our corner.
People, because your kids can go, oh, you know who that is? And we're like, no.
I know. Oh, remember the big music producer that was over. No, we have no idea, but it was, I don't remember, but anyway, we have been so blessed. And when we wanted to become a 501c3, somebody said, reach out to this lawyer. She's a cat lover. We reach out, and this lawyer's partner is unfortunately dying of cancer. She's gone now. May she rest in peace. And she needed some help with the lady's cats. We traded a session for her services, and all we had to pay was the filing fee. So more money stayed in
she
there.
Did the legal stuff for free. We just had to pay state fees. Filing.
Believe we've got peeps. Well, and Rita's mother ran the
Lancaster. Okay, I have to say it right. Humane Society of Lancaster, South Carolina. It's still up, but she's older now. She can't do the spay or neuron. She can get the vouchers. She's got some credits up at Faulkner's so she can help people out who can't pay their bills.
Well, and she's got knowledge because
she used to pull from the shelter.
Yeah, she gave Rita an idea about something that she did when she was first starting. And so I sent her a text and said, can you expound on this? And she sent me a novel. And I said, thank you. That's hugely helpful. And, heck, Seth was brainstorming with us. We've got everybody in our corner that have been so helpful. And believe me, we are not cutting any corners.
Well, you're also leaving out people like Arden Moore and the Two Crazy Cat Ladies and Peter Cohen and all kinds of people that are in our corner spiritually,
I keep meaning to tell you, I made a comment to Seth the other day that I think the Two Crazy Cat Ladies are so amazing because they never go on, which they should promote their products once in a while. But every session is not you should buy this product because it's great. They're talking about stuff that has nothing to do with their products. And Seth said they mentioned Cat Behavior Alliance. He watches all their stuff. And he said they mentioned Cat Behavior Alliance more than they ever mentioned their own products.
Oh, we've got to get out to Vegas.
Yeah. So,
Party in Vegas.
We have peeps that when we have a question and we're like, is it safe to do this? We've reached out to the Two Crazy Cat Ladies.
Where we've texted them and they get back to us.
It's true. Do you ship here? What product is good for this? Yes. And they are right on it. And,
by the way, if you haven't checked out their new website, check it out.
It's very cool. They have a super cool health checker on there. It's amazing. And they won't say this because they're too much of ladies, but we're not. Their developer screwed them over very badly. And
you warned them we were going to use that same person. And I had a horrible experience. And I'm like, no.
And Jay and Adrian and Jen, they did it themselves. They didn't sleep.
It's more beautiful than what had been designed for them. And it runs so much faster.
I hate PETA. Beautiful sanctuary here in Florida. And they went in there, broke my heart. How do you keep them out?
Read about the real PETA. That is what they do.
Yeah. How to keep them out? You follow every freaking rule and guideline to the letter. And this one is so good about that. Like, she keeps me on track. I mean, honey.
And my mom will also help us make sure we should put her on the board.
Yeah, we should. Her mother is great support. And we've like Jay and Adrienne, like they've done so many lives. And I reached out to them once and said, I have this opinion about this product. What can we do? What can't we do? And then we reached out to Melissa Church, the attorney, who for free said, as long as you don't do this and this, and they'll probably send to this. And yes. So believe me, we have a CPA, we do everything to the letter, and that's how you keep them out. If you give them just a smidgen, if you screw up by a hair, they will make a big conniption about it and they'll shut you down because they do not believe that animals should be housed. And while I wish all the animals could be born free or free willy or whatever, no. Yeah, let's throw all your cats outside. How long are they going to live? Oh, God, don't look at me like that.
Let's throw out the deaf, blind,
declawed.
Right.
Nah, You know,
none of these cats would know how to fend for themselves.
in fact,
Lazy indoor cats.
they're building a house next door and there was a field there. All of a sudden, Rita's got mice. And I said, duh, they plowed the field. You've got all
Not
the mice.
a lot of mice, just one here. There.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
So the cats find the mice and they play with them and torture them until they die of a heart attack. And then they're like,
nobody gets eaten.
the toy broke. And then they walk away and leave it dead on the floor for Rita to find.
Oh, that little cat, the new one, the kitten, she was flipping that thing around in the kitchen. I'm like, what are you playing with? Ah!
But they don't eat it. So if we send them outside, sure, they might play with something, but I'm not, and kill it, but I'm not sure that they're going to be able to survive the winter and eat or find. And they love us and they look for it. Huh?
PETA.
I don't care. Come after me. I ain't doing nothing wrong. They just, I respect everyone's beliefs and I'm being serious. I'm not blowing smoke. I'm being absolutely serious. She will disagree. Exactly. See that? I am serious. If they want to believe that, more power to them, but stay out of everybody else's houses and sanctuaries. Okay.
Because part of it is control. But anyway, back to
the
topic at hand. We have a long way to go. $5, $10. If you can do $10 a month, be a donator through our website and get access to the private part of our website.
Yeah.
No judgment, no trolls. You can talk about anything you want. It doesn't have to be cat related, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it is about cats, but if you want to talk about other stuff,
but
it's fine.
Cats affect every aspect of our lives.
They do.
They affect everything. Okay.
Linda catches this stuff more than me, but every now and then we'll be talking to a couple and Linda will suddenly go, how's this affecting your relationship? And I see their faces change. She picks up on this stuff. I don't.
I've always been a people watcher. And then you take the course, become a cat behaviorist, and it's all about watching the cats, right? What's their tail doing? What's their ears doing? So I use it on people, and I apologize because it's not intentional, but I dissect people and I'm like, oh, there's really pain back there. And oh, they haven't been getting along so well. And, I always point out when couples are like this, I'm like, oh, you guys are adorable. Stay together. Children will tear marriages apart. And that includes cats. Oh,
we just talked to that couple
Karen, I'm sorry.
What?
Hi, Rhonda. Karen said lost contact, blackouts and thunderstorms here.
Yeah.
It was here a couple nights ago and it was bad. Okay, so I have to
just put the link in if y'all want to donate regularly every month.
Yep.
Or if you want to do a yearly, you get 2 months free. Or if you want to do a lifetime.
Please know.
Like Brandon. We only have a couple lifetime.
Yeah.
I cherish them.
Please know that if this is not in your budget, we've never been like, oh, I'm not going to Susie. She's never given us a dime.
She sells people. I used to work for children's photography where you're supposed to push.
I hate those things.
I couldn't do it. So they promoted me to management because I couldn't sell.
Yeah, been there. Okay. I have to tell you the coolest cat story ever. Okay.
I'm not even sure which story this is.
Madison.
Oh.
We have the most lovely young woman. Oh my gosh, she was beautiful. She lives alone. And like all of us, she's had some crap in her life. So she's a little fearful. And one night, she thought she heard rustling in the leaves. It was fall, close to winter, she said. She thought she heard rustling in the leaves. And she was scared and she went out.
Bought that new house.
Yeah. And it looked like somebody had opened her window. And she called the police and they were like, yeah, whatever. They didn't even take a report. So then time goes on. It happens again. It's another window. So she calls the police. This time they at least take a report, but they're not doing anything. So one night, I get freaked out just thinking about it. One night, she thought she heard the noise again, but then she said it sounded like a dragging, and it sounded like this time it was more than one person. It sounded like there were two. You're never going to believe this. So she started to panic, and she looked over at her cat. Her cat's name is Prue. I have to mention this because Prue is a hero. Okay. She looks over at Prue, and she told herself, I will be calm if Prue is calm.
Prue's kind of like her emotional stability.
Most definitely. And I get that, right? Like I was a little upset earlier today, and her Simba came right over and was like, it's okay, Aunt Linda, and calmed me down. Like it was crazy. Anyway, Prue suddenly sat on her chest to protect her, tail puffed up big, like this lion's going to protect mom. And Karen, I hope you catch the replay, especially the story. You got to hear the story. She walks out. She hears a noise in the kitchen. So she walks out. There is a man half in her window. Home invasion, y'all.
I can't even imagine this scenario. My heart would be pounding.
I have goose pimples just thinking about it. And I was about having a fit. She's telling it. And I'm like holding Rita, like, oh, I'm scared. Her cat flew into the window, clawed the guy, knocked him backwards. He took the blinds with him and he ran off.
Made him bleed.
Made him bleed. Get him, Prue. That's a freaking hero.
They sent the cops.
Then they send the cops. Nobody was ever caught or anything, but they haven't been back because beware of attack cat, baby.
I'm sure that word got around. Don't go to that house. That cat's crazy. So that cat's saved her, protected her.
Have you ever heard of anything like that? I just...
Prue is a hero.
Awesome kitty, for sure.
Look for sure. Like we should do like hero cat of the week or something.
We should, and we'll start with Prue, and we could do a little blog post about Prue. I'll ask Madison's permission, but she did get permission to share the story. Please know that any stories we have ever shared about clients have been with their permission. We would never, we're like priests, okay? I'm not Catholic, but we're still like priests. It is locked down. We're like your lawyer, your doctor. We're keeping it all.
Sometimes the couple goes behind the other couple and comes to us and we don't tell.
I'm leaving her off this to tell you the real story. That was the best. We called each other and laughed.
We're taking bets on how long that relationship.
Yes. Thanks, Karen. Yes, that was just, I have never heard of such a thing. Ever, but Prue is a hero.
It's so hard. We post all over the darn place, but should we make a Zucchero page?
Maybe
show us
keep updated.
Assimilating a fronty clawed 10-year-old deaf Persian into a house of 16 other cats.
It was really fortuitous that we did it in the timing that we did because I was here and there's extra human beings. But question lately when I give treats to my cat, my one cat, Coco, 3 years, his tail puffs up and he goes crazy trying to get them from the other cat, like a bit crazed. He's never done this before, but the last few days he has been doing it. Thanks, Mindy. I'm so glad you asked.
Do you think that, it depends on where you live. Are there outdoor cats outside that are causing him to transfer his anxiety over to the other cats inside?
So this is total resource guarding. In nature, when a cat kills their prey, they eat till they're full. And if there's nothing left over, they don't share nothing. Okay. Put your own mask on before helping others. If there's leftovers, they'll bring it and share. So if a cat gets worried that they're going to run out of resources, they'll do that. My daughter had a cat that actually would steal food off their plates, out of their mouths. So, I would suggest maybe in the meantime, giving them treats like on opposite sides, but I would really check. And every time we ask someone if there are feral cats outside, it's a stupid question because no one knows there are feral cats outside.
I'm asking, and I would say, well, you wouldn't know, but
I didn't think I had ferals outside my house this year. And my daughter's cat came around and walked between the bed and the wall, which he never does. And then he sprayed my wall. And I was like, excuse me, what are you doing? And he apparently was noticing that there were ferals outside, and there were. The big forsythia bush they were living under. So you don't know because they're not going to come up to you. They're scared of you. They're not going to come up to you.
In order to assess this whole question properly, we would have to, in a session, ask how old are the cats, who came in, what order, who's friends with who, have there been any changes in the household? I mean, there's a whole lot of more that goes with it than just saying, oh, you got some ferals. You probably do.
Yeah.
It's a high. Some other factors at play.
Yes. Mindy's one of our former clients. Mindy's been a client before. Mindy. Yeah. I was just telling you who it was. I didn't think you knew. Okay.
No, I know. So I'm just telling people that
correct.
Doing this and throwing out some potential answers doesn't mean that's the answer in this case.
Very good point. Yes, very good point. Sometimes it's very simple. My mother calls me one year. They wintered in Florida, and she says the cat started peeing on the bed. Cat's never done that before. Cat's been to the vet fairly recently, but if you can't figure it out, maybe better check for UTI. But I said, have you changed litter? Yes, they have. Change it back. Okay, all done. So there are some questions So we could really
That'll be
$99, please. But
we didn't charge them, of course.
And it's my life givers, what are you going to do? But but yeah, I would highly suspect that there's something amping up that insecurity, but also there can be, my Aunt Ginny is watching. Oh my gosh. Hi, Aunt Ginny. I love you so much.
Where did you see that?
I free feed. Food is not an issue. Virginia Leisure is watching. That's my Aunt Ginny.
Wow.
That's my Aunt Jenny. She handmade my childhood Christmas stocking for me, and I still have it. Anyway, but I digress. Aunt Jenny might not even remember that. I don't know. But, we free feed too, Minty, which is not the greatest thing in the world, but 12 cats. And our Shadow, though, was food deprived at one point. My daughter and son-in-law found her in a trailer park lot. And she was socialized to humans because there were a lot of kids outside at the trailer park, but no one was feeding her. She was living out of trash cans. So in her mind, food can run out any day. And even though she's been in a home where food has been available 24/7, it's like, think about, and I'm dating myself, but think about a Vietnam vet. If they have PTSD really bad and they hear a loud crash and they climb under the table, they know they're safe. They know they're not in Vietnam anymore. Vietnam was in the 60s, folks. However,
well, they're still having PS.
It's still in them. And that's the same thing with cats. It may be available 24/7, but in their head, the day may come where it disappears, right? So I better get it all while I can.
Remember, we read the younger traumas in the cat's life. They really stay with them. Sort of like with children too. I mean, you may not remember what you were doing between age 0 and 2, but your brain does.
Exactly. But we were just talking about that. I have a fear of other people's dogs. I'm not proud of it. And I try to act like an adult about it so most people don't figure it out. I
didn't even know until you told me today.
I know, because our neighbor's dogs ran over barking and snarling at me, and I think I peed my pants a little.
They don't come to me, but they smell your fear.
When I was 2, I swear to the heavens, 2, we went over to see my Aunt Jeannie, one of my favorite aunts, and right up there with Aunt Ginny, who are like, Aunt Ginny and Aunt Jeannie, they were not biological sisters, but they were sisters. Anyway, I digress. I went to visit Aunt Jeannie, who had a small dog who got happy to see me and jumped on my shoulders, but I was a small human. So the dog was looking me eye to eye. And ever since that day, I have a fear of other people's dogs. I normally don't show it. I'm pretty good at keeping it together because I know I'm a ridiculous human being, but it will never go away. I don't care what I know or how long it's been. I'm fully aware that dog was not trying to eat me.
You got a severe fear response, and every fiber in your body remembers that.
And the first dog next door that ran at me is this little, I think it's a Chihuahua mix. We all know they're vicious, but yes, the brown one.
There's 3. There's 2 little ones and the big one.
Yeah, one of the little ones was the first one to run, and I was filled with terror. I could have kicked the dog if I'd have had to. I mean, I'm not promoting kicking dogs, for gosh sakes, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, best things you can do is to never, ever, 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 ever feed your animals while you are cooking or eating. It's fine if you have food you want to give them.
With the dog barking outside, I'm so lost.
Oh, no, she's talking about that was because of the trauma and talking about the aggressive food aggression. Because once they learn.
You're getting very sleepy. Yes,
once they get that idea that they can eat from there, they will. So if you have something on your plate you want to give your cat, that's fine. Wait till you're done eating and then go through your steps. What do you normally do? You go and rinse your plate off in the sink, you throw it in the dishwasher, put it in the dishwasher, and then take that piece of food and put it in the cat's dish or throw it on the floor or whatever. Separate it from what you're doing. And with giving the cats treats, I would be very specific about, Coco, and then, and getting them a distance apart. You might want to throw the food obsessed cat treats.
Can't you use some word association when you're giving out the treats?
Definitely. I would be,
My mom does that with her dogs.
Yeah. That ship might have sailed. I get that, but you can always put a stop to it. It's just really hard at first. But yeah, I'd give a specific name and I'd be like Coco treats. And then, and
he eats off our plates. I know.
I don't care if you give me your plate, just finish, take it out to the kitchen, then give it to them.
Remember the client who had the cat that was supposedly dying of cancer, who isn't dying of cancer?
Yes.
So they decided to go ahead and give the dog food off the plate or whatever, where they're cooking. They gave the cat food because cat was going to die.
Because the cat's dying.
Cat's not going to die. And now the cat is all trained to eat off plates and off the counter.
So they have to work to break it, and that sucks. But yeah,
you can undo it, but it's hard.
It's not easy. It took me. I sat down, had a firm session with Shadow. She jumped up. I said down, put her down. She jumped up, put her down. It went on. I started to cry because my arm started to hurt. We got there.
A couple other things you can do, though, just for your own snacking and eating comfort. If you tend to get a bowl of popcorn and sit on the couch and watch TV and eat popcorn, and your cat wants it, even your dog, you can put an empty bowl next to you. You know, a couple nights, don't eat anything. Just put the empty bowl. You want to desensitize the bowl being on the sofa and them associating it with your eating. And then later you can go back to, having a bowl with some stuff in it, just a little bit. But first you want to take away the power of the bowl, meaning snack time.
Right? Yes, definitely. Oh, the bowl equals food. They make that connection. Yeah, I think I would be say, so-and-so, here's your treats, the food obsessed cat first. Yeah. And I think I toss them wide and far. Exactly. So we have to go a little distance. There's one here and one there and one there. And then Coco, here's yours. And
Coco, here's yours right here. Don't me.
Exactly. Right, and it's together. So yes. And that way you can watch, I think that would be very, very helpful.
Another thing I do like for dinner time. And when people talk about needing some help with this, I always put this on the write-up. I cook my dinner while I'm feeding my cats. So right about the time, it's cooked and I warm it. So right about the time I get all their food down, I sit down to eat. And they tend to not come at me. Like if I eat first, if I'm like dying and I have to eat first, which is rare, they will come at me.
Yeah. Or if you make chicken. Mm-hmm. They don't try to steal it. But can you eat like this?
It's just one.
Lisa, can I have some more?
Wait till I bake that my chicken thighs and chicken.
Exactly. I know.
But they don't grab it off our plates.
No, they don't. No, they don't. They'll stare at you, but they will not steal food off your plate. So yeah, they do very, very well.
Family
dinner time. Exactly.
And carrots and green beans. Wow.
There's some cats are weird and they are all truly individual. And we hear the craziest things sometimes. And we're like,
I had a cat that liked watermelon, but I had to hold the piece and she would just suck the juice out of it. That was
it's 90% water, isn't it? So yeah. All right, y'all. We went almost an hour, but we had fun.
Yeah. Speaking of food, I'm hungry.
Yeah, we need to eat.
Time to eat and maybe finally get in the spa. I have a portable spa on my deck. We haven't gotten in it once yet. What are you doing? What are you looking at on the floor?
I do every night. He sits at the table right next to the plate. Oh my gosh.
Next to the plate. Wow. Oh
yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
Well, you have to put the SCAT can.
Yeah, if you're serious about it, there are barriers and things you can do. You can even put something like a piece of cardboard or a pillow or something on the side. Did you ever do that when you were a kid in school? You set your books up on the desk so that you can write notes to your friends and your teacher won't see. Mm-hmm. And you felt like you were in your own little fort. Yeah, do that.
A little fort. Yes.
I'm being serious though. Yeah. Sometimes a visual barrier is everything.
Like sometimes a barrier that hurts is everything too. Those little mat things with the little plastic spikies.
That hurt.
It doesn't really hurt them, but it's unpleasant. They won't sit on those.
I'm okay with it.
The roll is like $16 on Amazon. Only takes once. Yes.
That's kind of cool, Karen. Yeah.
Yeah, they've got these scat mats that are they're motion activated that make a noise. I don't like the ones that actually shock you, and that can be scary for them.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I want to stop to address something Mindy said, even though we got to go because this is everything.
What did she say?
I'm okay with it.
I see this.
Okay,
too cute.
Ding.
You might be okay with
ding.
It,
ding.
So your friends,
that's true. Warn your friends.
Warn your friends. Like that.
But here's the thing:
my partner in real estate, I would go over and her cat would just sit on my plate and change what he wanted.
Be like, never mind. But seriously, there are people who reach out to us and want to keep their cats off their counters. And we both kind of go, okay. And we'll help them. If that's the battle you want to fight, then knock yourself out and we will help you with that.
Just know they might not always stay off the counter when you're not home.
Right. But the thing is, I didn't used to be okay with it. And then they outnumbered us times 3. And now I'm okay with it. If you don't care,
what's important,
it's not a problem. Exactly.
You're going to wipe down your counters before you cook on them anyway, right?
Yeah, that's exactly.
If you don't like it. Exactly. That's how I am medicine. So there's some people who won't come eat at my house, and that's fine.
Yep. Rita has a sign in her kitchen that says, in our house, cat hair is a condiment.
That's right.
I'm
sure I've eaten plenty of it. I'm sure you all have too.
I'm sure I could cough up a hairball right now.
Even though I haven't cooked yet, we've been doing ordering out. I'm sure there's been a cat hair or 2 in the food.
Mindy, they rule the house. I'm here to serve.
Yeah,
amen.
Tell them I'm here
and
to
amen.
pay the mortgage. That's it.
They do the motion activated alarm. Yeah. That's pretty cool too. All right, we're gonna go eat, and then we're here. We're partying.
Oh. If you've written to us, we're catching up on our inbox.
I knocked out a few today. I got a few more to go, but yes.
Think about donating, subscribing to our YouTube channel, to our TikTok, our Instagram and Facebook.
Listen to our
that
podcast.
Will help. Like our posts, share our posts.
Yes. Thank you, Mindy. Mwah. Listen to our podcast. The more listeners we get, the more our numbers get up, the more sponsors we can attract. It's free.
Share it. Tell the people.
Yes. Share it. Listen to it. It's free. Our numbers will go up. We'll attract more sponsors.
CatsandCounting.com will redirect you right to it.
Yep. All right, you guys. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
That's fun.